Hi, welcome to our class. You've received this video link so that I can show you how our class is set up. I'm going to be using both eLearning and Google Drive in this class, and so I just wanted to show you how everything works together very briefly. We'll be digging a little more into the course and learning more about it once you get into Module 1. But for now, just an orientation. When you click on the link to the class materials in Google Drive, you're going to see three folders. You'll see modules, reader response assignments, and syllabus. Depending on your settings, you might see this list view, which I have here, or you might see grid view. And it's just a personal preference, however you like to see things organized. I prefer list view, so that's what you're going to see me consistently using, but anytime you want to change it, just over here on this little icon. All right, so let's start with the syllabus. And you've probably seen this before since I sent you the link earlier, but you have a link directly to the syllabus, and then you also have a link to the schedule. You'll see for both, I keep a date up at the top that lets you know my last update. If I'm making a small update, I won't really do anything, but if I made a big update that everyone needs to know about, I'll add a comment, which will appear over here to the right, that explains the change, and also an email will be sent out to everyone. I listed the schedule separately because I wanted to make sure that you could get to it quickly without scrolling through the entire syllabus. Again, you see this update, last updated date. And as you can see also, I have a lot more detail in modules 1 and 2, less in the later modules. I'll be finishing everything over the next week or so, so just be patient with me, but I will be adding stuff for modules 3 through 6, so just a heads up. But this will tell you the dates, the topic, the activities you're going to be doing, and your actual assignments. All right, so back to this main menu. So the thing that you're going to be accessing most often is modules. And these are for each week. There's 6 weeks in this class. For each week, there will be a module. And so if you click on the module for this week, you'll see a handful of things in this folder, but always start here, where it says start here. And here you'll see the module title, the learning outcomes for this module, and then the list of activities. So anything that is flushed to the left is going to be something that you're going to read or watch. Anything that has a bullet point and a number of points out to the right is going to be an assignment and something that you're going to need to complete. The other thing I did here, 1 week in a winter term class is the equivalent to about 2 weeks in a normal semester. So I'm expecting that you'll come back to this document several times and not do everything in one sitting. So I also linked everything here. So, if you come back next time and you hadn't yet read the section grading in this course, you can click on that link and ta-da! It'll take you straight to that section. You'll also see in some places that I put a link out to the right, a comment. Anything you see in the comment section is optional. So sometimes you'll see something like, if you're interested in learning more, click on this. I'll also put sources when we get into the content of the course. I'll link my sources out there. So just additional information, it's always optional. So you'll also see in here, when we get to, for example, assignments, and let's look at introductions because that's a good one. For introductions, you're actually going to all work together in a single document, and I've created a document titled Introductions, and you can just click on it here in the module, and you all are going to be introducing yourselves. There's more detail on how to do this in the module. You'll also see in this folder, the document is right here in the folder. So you can link to it in the module, or you can just come directly to it in the folder. So pretty easy. And then just to go back, reader response assignments. This is going to be an ongoing assignment, that set of assignments you're working on throughout the semester, and you'll find more details here. So you'll learn about that at the end of Module 1. You don't really need to worry too much about that right now. So the next thing that I want to do is take you to eLearning to show you how to get to everything. So eventually, it may be your preference just to come directly to Google Drive and work out of here, and that's fine. But also you'll find our course in e-learning. Give me a moment to get here into our course. Whenever you open into our course, the first thing you're going to see is announcements. And I will do a weekly announcement. So you'll see those listed here. And then go to course content. You'll see my interface is a little different from yours because I'm not a student. I've got a lot more access to stuff. Yours will be a little more pared down. Again, in this folder, you'll see a link directly to the modules folder. You'll also see a link to the syllabus folder, and then you'll see a link to the modules. So if you click on Module 1, again, there's a link that will take you directly to the Module 1 folder in e-learning. I'm sorry, in Google Drive. Right, so this is that Module 1 folder. And then this is the other things here are going to be where you report assignments that you've completed, and I'll explain that in Module 1 and how we're going to be dealing with assignments in this class. The main point here is that at any time you can access material from our course through e-learning or directly in Google Drive. All right, well, hopefully this gets you started. We're going to talk a lot more about Google Drive, how we're going to use it, and some further orientation in Module 1. But for now, this is just to show you how things are set up. I will be finishing out the remainder modules in Google Drive and also on e-learning over the next couple of weeks. So be patient. I will do my best to stay ahead of you and wherever you are.